I'm Margaret Ann Windsor, kidnapped in 41 from Buckingham Palace and brought to Moulton, Alabama, and given the name of a twin. This is the double that married the impostor who became the Duke and Duchess of Windsor, an illegal title. This is my dad, Edward VIII, who married my mom, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe, and they were married in 36 when he was forced to abdicate. She's a school teacher from America. And George O'Keefe is my aunt, her sister. This is George, my grandfather. I can't believe that he has said the things that they quote him as saying. I'm going to go on record and say I don't believe the man was that evil. This is the double. I got two of that. This is Larry Flynn of Hustler magazine, who was shot. And this is April 84 issue, Childers for President. Mr. Flint was shot, and it was a mind control murder. And I'm hoping this will go up. I was right. Excuse me, Mr. Bethel doesn't go up. I had somebody tell me that my videos were pretty rough because they're awful. I don't have a studio. In fact, that's what I'm trying to put up here, the crimes that have been committed against me, and they still haven't stopped. So I'm not like your normal person running around out here can get money and a car and have their children and eat in restaurants, go to movies, and go on with this happy life. I'm stuck and in hell, quite frankly. But anyway, he told the truth. I'm sure the videos are pretty bad, but that's all I can do, and that was part of the point I wanted to get across. And a diary like history, and to replace and use the truth about my dad, Edward VIII. He married my mom, and it was an overthrow of the monarchy when they took down my father. And the fact that I'm posting on groups that include the monarchy, the fake one, pretty rough when they don't want me in, right? My dad had an addendum to the forced abdication, and it stated if he had an heir, the heir would inherit. I was born in 39. My Uncle George, I have photos I've put up where he was with Roosevelt in Hyde Park and their family, and planning my kidnapping in 41. Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Kennedys, and you get into, once you get part of this, you get into how much the Roosevelts had to do in all this. And the rest of the presidents too, except Jimmy Carter didn't. So I wanted to say this, though. I put up a picture of when I was small up on one of the groups, and it was right after they brought me over here, and it was with someone who was, I guess George was about 3 years older than me. And I hadn't spoken with him really in a long time. He was in the Navy, and I was talking to him, and I asked him, did he remember this woman? And because he was older than me and he can remember, and I had not shared any of the things I'd put up on videos. This is about 2 years ago, okay? And I haven't spoken with him since. But he sent me some photographs, a couple of photographs of him and his wife. Anyway, I asked him, did he remember this woman? And she was at the Dempsey home when I was brought there. And he said he did, and he went on and said a few more things about it. He remembers a lot of it. Okay, now, this woman, I remember there was an organ that sat on the old porch, and it was probably going to get wet, and I wanted to play it so bad. I'd try to get up and play it, and I was little, and the pedals. But anyway, my point is, this woman was made to leave the Dempseys. She was kin to them. I don't know her relationship, but she was kin. And they made her leave because she was telling them, she said, this is not the same little girl. What happened to Peggy? Don't tell. So there was arguments. They made her leave. So there was a span of time, not long, I don't think, because I played the organ when I could. I'd slip out on the porch and try. And one night at dusk, truck came up and backed in an old truck. And all I can remember is they put the organ on the truck with her. It was hers, and some other things that she had left when she was run off. And they were trying to get her to shut up, and she was screaming, "That's not the same little girl. What did you do with Peggy?" So anyway, I don't want George getting, but he remembered that, and my thing is, I hope that all of this is told and the truth out there. And these people that hide behind, like the monarchy, that don't have to pay for their crimes, like a lot of people that have done the torture to me here in this country and who kidnapped me. I guess that's all I have to say about it, because I wanted to get into this, and my phone has been out and in and all kinds of stuff. Okay. What I want to say, there's a woman that has been on there saying that she's Emily Elizabeth Windsor Craig. She uses the Windsor name. She has no right to. Over Facebook about a year ago, I contacted her, and she's not my half sister. She was claiming to be that the double she didn't know he was a double at the time. Until I came along. She did not know that King Edward VIII was married to my mom, Claudia Ruth, in 36. When he was forced to abdicate, he married my mom, a school teacher from America, sister to Georgia O'Keeffe, the artist. Well, this was a takedown. It really didn't have anything to do with my mom, him marrying my mom. They made the statements that she was a commoner and not worthy of being a queen. Well, my God. You talk about honesty and they're void of it. So anyway, I'm sure, I don't mean that, everybody. I'm sure this part of my family over there, I know, that did try to help me. Of course, the Windsors, okay. Now, this woman has gotten through to me. She wanted to sue. Come to find out, she's already got suits. Had suits and went before Parliament, I believe, in England. She got a lot of press, and she gave me dates like Memorial Day of 1943 that her mom had a tryst. And I really want to say, if I can spell this, yeah, here it is. She's dated it on suits and in everything, that she knew who her birth mother was. She looked her up. Now, she put yesterday on comments that come from my videos when she's critiqued it, she said that she doesn't know who her birth mother was. So therein. But anyway, the imposter, Duke and Duchess of Windsor, of course, the press doesn't say they're imposters, that he took my father's identity, really. He demoted my father to a Duke of Windsor, and a whole bunch of lies. Plot to take my father down with character assassination. You want to know why? My father, a good man. He wouldn't play their game. And my mom, beautiful lady. And they stole what they loved the most, and that was their daughter. I was born in 39, kidnapped in 41. Now, I'm getting back to Emily, because she inserts herself in everything, and she evidently became quite versed in, she has a studio, evidently, where she records her videos, and she finished college at George Mason and group communication, so she has not lived my life and the life that I am going through now. So, anyway, she stated many times and in court documents that her mom became pregnant, that the Duke of Windsor got her pregnant, And then she'll go ahead and say, my dad, King Edward VIII, to reference. That's not my dad. She didn't know that, though, until she found out about me. So now then, I'm his legal daughter, only one, and the day I was born, Queen Victoria II, legal heir of the British Crown. And it is legal. It went through court, proper channels, it's legal. Except you got Winston Churchill and the big bunch of the Kennedy clan, the Rothschilds that control everything, and your Rockefellers, your banking, your media, everything. Your global government helped kidnap me. So there you go. That's what I'm up against, and take down my father. So she's dated herself in court documents and videos and everything, going back to the Duke and Duchess. Well, she doesn't say the Duchess came. She, in her statement, she says the Duke came to, it's Harchuca, Arizona. Fort, that's a fort, whatever. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce the name. I have never heard it before. On Memorial Day weekend of 1943. All right, now then, when I told her that was an imposter, not my dad, and that if he impregnated her mother, then that's who her father is. So I can't elaborate on it. She tried to sue the Duke. Illegal they are, Duke and Duchess of Windsor, and it was asked, the thing is, she can get all this in court, all right, and she really doesn't have a leg to stand on, and she's not, she doesn't know who she is really, and I didn't do that, and I'm sad that she's gone through what she's gone through, but that doesn't make it okay to keep on assassinating my father. Okay, here is, by the way, there was a financial statement made in 43 at this fort in Arizona, and it stated the Duke and Duchess, I'll stop saying the fake, I've said that, as having a ranch and land there in Arizona. Okay, I went to eBay, Google, and, well, it just came up on Google. And there was a press photo of the Duke and Duchess of Windsor, the illegal man, the Duke and titled Duchess. They were being greeted by John Roosevelt, who's the son of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who had helped kidnap me. And in my other videos I've put up where Roosevelt is with my Uncle George and Elizabeth's mother, George's wife, the illegal monarch. My uncle helped take down his brother and kidnap me. They're planning my kidnapping. It's in 1939. Dated on the photograph in News World Report, 1997. My attorney gave it to me. I did have a bit of she was a good attorney, except she really, I don't think, represented me, but she gave me the Newsweek magazine, I'm sorry. Well, anyway, I guess it's on all my videos just about, and Facebook. Anyway, it came up, and the Roosevelts were so much a part of all this, and the presidents afterwards, Truman and Eisenhower. I mean, all of them have to know in the State Department. It's unbelievable, except Jimmy Carter didn't. And why do you think they took Alabama Governor George Wallace out? Okay? Now, he was with the woman, by the way. He wasn't for her, but the woman where they put me in Moulton, who killed her twins, Peggy and Carl, and I was put there and had to use the name Peggy. She was in the campaign in Laurel, Maryland, when Governor Wallace was running for president. Now, he was shot. He did not like Lina Dempsey. She inserted herself into the campaign. Isn't that an odd thing, too? He gets shot, but you don't know about my book where I wrote about Larry Flint and mind control murder. So that guy was under mind control, too, and I think he's walking free now, except, well, let me get to this. Okay, so you got Rockefeller. There were even books published, and one is being republished. Item re-released. And there's press photos of John Roosevelt and another woman with the Duke and Duchess of Windsor illegal on that date, Memorial Day, 1943, that weekend. So I guess somehow that Emily thought that somehow they had time to have this little tryst in there. Well, now then that I've proven he's a double, she has no standing, but she still keeps going on. She's gone on to the Monarchy group. She's on there putting up albums, everything on there. And I'm not sure I'm not going to get kicked out. I just got on it, trying to put up these photos that I've shown you and the information. So, I don't know, I guess I'm getting away from what I was going to say, so I might as well get off. The only thing I can say is this is me, and when I say my life and the laws that have been broken against me are sheer hell, and my father is still being defamed after all these years, and Elizabeth and that group that are guilty of war crimes, treason. I got to tell you this, and then I'm going to go, and I'm sure I've left out what I really meant to get up here. When I was kidnapped and put there in Moulton, Alabama, it was like a pigsty, pig farm. I mean, I'm talking about how horrible the conditions were. The little girl, Peggy, and the twins, Peggy and Carl, and they gave me her name. And I knew that Carl was supposed to be dead, but I didn't know. They were telling me I was Peggy, and I kept telling this woman, "You're not my mom," and she beat me. Oh, I can remember things she did that she sit there and beat me, scrambled eggs where they weren't scrambled, okay? I remember at one point she dumped in a bowl, I don't know how many, of eggs that weren't cooked, and she made me eat them, and I couldn't eat them, and she took me out back, and she beat me. So that was just a little of it. But anyway, the twins were illegitimate, and back then, at that time, they were actually born in 1938, the twins were. But in that time, if you went to school, especially in the country back there where I was in Moulton, Route 4, they called you bastard. They ganged up on you. Oh, I had that by itself was bad. I was being told that I didn't have a father, that, in other words, they put me there and they used me just like if I was Peggy. Now then, later when I found out about my real name in 1983, I can remember Matthew Dempsey was the only boy in the family, and he had made the Army a career. I can remember him coming in screaming, and I don't know how old I was. I was in another room, and it was nighttime. I had the window open. And he was screaming, "But you fed her to the pigs. But you fed her to the pigs." And there was a big going on in there, and I just wanted to shut my ears to it all. So I'm going to get off. That's, I wanted to clear my father's name. I wanted to go home, quite frankly. Oh, yes, I do. I want to see this woman stand trial for the crimes she's committed, treason, war crimes, and taking my name. And here's what I want to say, and I'm going to get off. I got a feeling this is not